Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Right now Mike and I were just out getting some exercise, getting some cardio in the sun. This video concludes our Tate series that we've just been talking about. Angie's covering like Angie's Tate stuff because a lot of people on YouTube have been talking about it and it gets views, and we're trying to get up there in the ranks. There's no denying that. We're very honest on this channel, and it's very interesting stuff to dig a deep dive in. So we watched Andrew Tate's final message video. Yeah, and we thought we'd give him some thoughts while we're out here getting some cardio, getting some vitamin D in the sun. This is all like our usual route that we did when Corona started. So while we're doing this route, we've decided just to do a little video, just unedited, just authentic, genuine, about
with wind blowing and everything. Hopefully you guys can hear us. We have no microphones on right now. It's just through the phone. This is shot on my iPhone, so it's just going to be as it is. Yeah, so hopefully it works out.
Real. No camera, no lighting, just the sun.
Just the sun.
So yeah, when I watched like Andrew Tate's final message video, it kind of made me sad in a weird way. It made me feel bad. I was like, damn. I mean, you could tell like his tone changed. You could tell and yeah, you could still say like it could be an act. It could be. Anything on the internet could be manipulated anyway, so it doesn't matter. So we just take it for what it is, because we don't really get too emotional about these kind of things. Like, we don't like, oh my God, Tate, we just get angry. We don't want to do it. We try to look very logically about things that we see on the internet, and we try to think at a very rational way. We don't get too invested in it. I've seen a lot of people like making, just doing some research. It seems like a lot of people are making a lot of hate content on Tate. They hate Tate. Tate hate, right? Tate speech, which is now banned.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad how much hate there really is in the world. And if you say things people disagree with, they will just go in on you, which is, I guess, is natural, I believe in like complete free speech. So anything anyone says negatively about you, let them talk. People should conversate, debate on. So Tate was basically saying in the last message that, people are taking his stuff out of context. They take little things, and which is true. It does happen a lot, especially on these like short form TikTok videos, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, fuck TikTok.
And
fuck Corona.
Tate just seemed kind of sad. Didn't even seem like him. Sounded like a really washed down version of him, which could make sense if he wants to make like a different strategy, a different move, since he knows he's become so popular. And he seems like he's gonna make a shift now away from like his other. We could tell that part of him is just putting on like a show, because he's an entertainer and he's like partly playing a character. But we already knew that, because the things he says is so outrageous. You already know he's playing a character for online, and he's extremely smart because he knows that in order to get attention online, you have to be extremely divisive and controversial, and he does that in a very interesting way. He says some outrageous things, and it gets the attention. It worked. He made himself the most Googled man on the planet, which is actually very interesting. It's very popular internet strategy, and he got a lot of people to buy into his Hustlers University course and other things. So it worked as a businessman, but now he has to suffer the consequences of being banned and people hating on him, which you have to realize that in order to deal with all that hate, you have to be a very strong individual. You have to be a very strong man to go through all that hate and not freaking like kill yourself and all that, because like it's really hard to have so many people on the internet hating on you at once, calling you a misogynist, calling you all these names, and like sending you death threats and hoping that you die and hoping that you get bit. It's kind of, put yourself in his like mind for a second. You have to be like very strong-willed in order to deal with all that hate.
Exactly. And the people who are like sending him, his family, all that stuff, like death threats and stuff, you guys are wild. Some kind of weird people wishing death upon someone who you don't even know, only because you've seen like a 30-second long like short form video and didn't actually watch the 2+ hour long content that was out there that where he explains everything.
Yeah, we try to do our research, so yeah. we do try to we try to be as genuine as we can with these videos, so we know we're on the same page. So if we miss something, that's all fault, but we try to get the facts right. He seems like he's like a mix of many things, quite honestly.
Yeah, but the one thing that I seen when I first had watched that final message video, the first thing I thought about was like, okay, so Andrew Tate is being literally Andrew Tate right now. Now this is the real Andrew Tate, because things are getting serious, things are getting a little out of hand. People are sending him death threats, all these other things. He knows the consequences of the actions of him becoming the most Googled man on the planet, the most popular human being on the world right now. he understands all these things and the situation he's in, and he has to be serious, and because that he was banned off of everything, he had to find a way to communicate to as many people as he could and put out a message that couldn't be taken out of context, that couldn't be made in a way where it looks like he's either, trying to lie, trying to hurt more people or whatever. He was trying to make a message to say like what his genuine intentions are, like what his intentions were, who he actually is, who he was, who he is now, and the plans that he has, and the plans that he's had since starting this crazy thing of becoming popular. Because I seen the post a week ago, or whenever he initially had posted that picture of the thing where he was going to donate all that money to the men's and women's charities, and I had liked that picture initially. And so like I know that this guy, like regardless of like him being divisive, is necessary for the internet, because that's how you get the most views and all this other stuff. But I feel like when he said those things, I knew that he was going to do it, because this guy just looks, how he talks, everything like that. He looks like he's the one that would do it because he said he would.
I really like to give benefit of the doubt to people. I really don't know him in real life, so I can't say if anything is really real. Because to be honest, at this point in my life, I don't even know if I don't know if anything is real in this life. But it seems like I think behind the screen there might be a genuine man in there. And he said in the last message that he's donating. He created his own foundation for like runaway dogs, which is like I respect. And he's donating to charities for like women's abuse and all that, which is cool, and like men's mental health. And that's something that should be in the news. That's something to be celebrated. I don't see many people doing that. We really don't focus on men's mental health enough. And if they don't look up to Tate, they're gonna look up to somebody else, and it could be someone much, much worse. Someone with a really evil agenda. So I think a lot of people just get carried away and very emotional with what he says, because we live in a very emotional world, and men and women are both becoming very much weak as days go on. It's going to get a little bit worse, I think. So it's not many, people will say he's a bad role model. Well, my question for that is like, who would be a better role model? We don't have many role models left. I mean, maybe Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, I guess you could say, but I really don't see many role models that could be actually beneficial to like men these days, because I think people are so lost. Even though we've never been so connected, we're so lost from each other, which is so interesting. Or like there was the one part in the last message where he said the video of him beating the woman with the belt 10 years ago, that was just like role play and everything. And then the woman today, as we speak, even posted a video saying, yeah, listen, I'm the girl from that video. We were just having fun. It was consensual. And a lot of people on the internet are still like calling him a woman beater and all that, but guys don't realize that women do like that in the bedroom. Why do you think 50 Shades of Grey sells so much? Women actually like the role play, getting tied up, getting smacked like with a belt and all that, and they actually like that kind of stuff. But only certain guys know that, because remember, most guys can't get girls, so they don't even understand genuine desire. Most guys don't know what that feels like. So it makes sense to a lot of guys. Well, he's a woman beater. No, women actually do like that stuff. Morons. So a lot of people don't understand that. So I think that's true. I understand that personally, for obvious reasons. Women like that kind of. Is this the truth? And no, there are certain allegations that I think that just might be, not true. So it's very unfortunate. I'm not saying I fully agree with everything. I don't have to. But, I think sometimes hate just goes too far, And, if Andrew has a brother named Tristan, and Tristan has a daughter that was said in the video, why would he want women to be abused and all that when he has a niece,
Exactly.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, like
I just think that people are being a little too harsh, and people are very hateful. We try to be very logical on this channel, but a lot of you guys out there, you really be hating. Like, you really be wishing death upon people. You guys are really you really hate yourselves to the point where you really hate on others. Maybe we'll get backlash for this video. Who knows? It doesn't really matter.
Find out.
I mean, anyone who says anything on the internet is gonna have some kind of haters, because not everyone will agree with everything you say, and that's okay. I think there's a reason why Andrew Tate named his YouTube channel Tate Speech, which reminds me of hate speech. It kind of makes sense.
Exactly. The people who want to hate on people and usually they are the ones that are like, oh no, everything's inclusive, all love here. But then when someone has different opinions as you, then you pretty much have all the pitchforks and the torches, and you're trying to ban them and get them canceled and pretty much silenced. But it doesn't make sense to me that you want to do that, but yet you want people to be loved and all these other things. So I don't get how that's just pretty much hypocrisy right there. And I would rather, if you don't like someone's opinion on something, like there's certain things that where Andrew Tate would say, like we have the video on Do Women Have Game? We didn't fully agree with him, but we explained why, and we gave good reason. And so that's what people need to do. If we didn't,
healthy debate.
Yeah, it's all about healthy debate. Like we didn't get that. We didn't agree with him, but we just did it. But we explained why we didn't like it. So, and that's what people need to do: have conversation. And if people actually had conversations with him, they probably would understand him better. Probably people like Aiden Ross, who they, had multiple podcasts. I'm pretty sure together. I
became friends.
Yeah, like I bet Aiden just initially had thought him as like, oh, this douchebag, this guy who's getting really popular. Like I don't really know of him. All I think is he probably is going to be like a douche or whatever. But he turns out he's like super great, and they had great podcasts together, and they had a good time. It's just a matter of actually getting to know people, actually having conversations with people, and not just only looking at the small little sections of things and looking at the long term.
Yeah, we don't endorse people being canceled on the internet. I think everyone has the right to speak their mind. And, someone like Tate has some very interesting opinions. And, just because someone has some kind of extreme, thoughts on things doesn't mean you have to get rid of them. I think that's setting up possible opportunities for intellectual debate and influence and great discussions on the internet. But when you try to cancel someone, you ruin that possibility, you ruin that opportunity, and all you do is replace that with hate, a lot of negative hit pieces, drama, which is good for views in people's channels because they love the spicy drama and they love to hate, and they love to go in the comment sections and type their hatred for someone, which is not very healthy. I think there are better ways to let things out. I think if more people went to the gym, I think they would have less energy to type in hateful comments. Because like Mike and I, we don't really have a lot of hate inside. We're pretty peaceful people, and that's because we're always working on ourselves and exercising like we are right now as we are recording this. We're working on the YouTube and our business, and we're trying to sell things in the future, and we're trying to build something. And generally we are very peaceful, hardworking people that just trying to make a living for themselves. So we don't have a lot of time to hate, type out mean things and comments and videos and worry about other people rent free in their heads. That's not really how we do things. We're talking about this, for example, just to get some intellectual conversation going, get some good opinion out there. And the main focus on this channel is to get you guys to think a little bit more and to give you guys another opinion and to improve your mind. But in order to do that, you need to think outside the box and maybe, understand people's opinions, and instead of trying to hate on them and cancel them, try to understand them and discuss with them why they think this way and have peaceful intellectual debate and conversation. And that's what can make our human civilization better, is understanding more things, learning, evolving, getting better, getting stronger, getting faster, getting more intelligent. The only way we can do that is with healthy conversation and proper debate on certain subjects that can help us become better. But all this hate that I see out in the world, especially on the internet, it ain't gonna fly. It ain't gonna help us get better. And when you cancel Andrew Tate, you're gonna get someone worse eventually. You're gonna create a martyr out of this man. You're gonna fuel fire for someone else to rise and gain popularity. If you think things are bad now, just wait. I believe that the state of men are gonna get weaker. I think people are gonna get more emotional. Without proper, I'm not saying Andrew Tate is the best model for men, I'm not saying that, but I am saying that someone will come up that's probably worse than him. It's gonna be worse. I think it's too late now. The cat's out of the bag. And I think people are gonna probably making content that's actually worse. And the more weak you guys make men and the more angry they become, the more likely they are to be outraged and do some crazy things, unfortunately. So we're trying to combat that by putting out positive content, and we try to move forward instead of going back, because that's all you can really do is move forward.
And always think about the consequences to your actions. So if you were one of the people that were like, yeah, we're gonna get this man canceled, we're gonna do this, and then if someone else pops up and is like, oh yeah, now I'm gonna do this, but even worse, and I'm gonna make things so much worse for you, now you screwed up. You would have been better to deal with Andrew Tate than to deal with Captain Fantastic, who's gonna make things worse on your end, and not even be as good of a role model as Andrew Tate was. At least Andrew Tate, like, when in his long form content, like, he would at least explain, and he would have a lot of great stories, and
at least he was very entertaining. I don't think anyone denies that.
Yeah, exactly. As long as what he's saying to you, especially the stuff about depression, like all of his depression speeches and shit like that, were honestly probably super great, very thought out, easy to understand, and it made it so much easier for people to really like latch on and be able to be like, I see where I can, do things to be better for myself and to be inspired and be motivated to move on. Some people just can't do that, and someone who might try to be the next Andrew Tate might fuck that up and might not make it as good, or might not have a great message to put out. But yeah, that's pretty much our video that we wanted to talk about Andrew Tate. This is a double upload today. We just had the video talking about him getting banned earlier today, a few hours ago as of recording, and now we're gonna have this one go up. So I hope you guys enjoyed both of the videos.
Yeah, make sure you guys subscribe to us and hit the like button on the video. You can donate to the Cash App link in the description when we post it later. And we're gonna try to do some good things for you guys in the future and try to create positive content. Just like Hydra, cut off one head, doing most Take his place. So we'll see what the future brings. Should be very interesting.
Exactly.
Andrew Tate may be gone, but people are still gonna try to get his content, and they're still gonna upload it anyway.
Exactly.
So he's not really gone. He's out there somewhere helping dogs.
Yeah,
or something, I don't know.
Yeah, so with that said, guys, make sure you share, like, subscribe, and
leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. We like to get positive engagement. Try not to be negative.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Look at this view. It's beautiful.